I'm sorry for having to use this camera again to where it goes and you feel like you're gonna lose your lunch. It's the last time, I promise. But the gimbal that I bought, that I tried to use it with my cell phone camera, my cell phone, and it was pretty good, but I didn't like it. I didn't like how it operated. It was just clunky. And so I did my research, I sent it back, and I have another one on the way that I'll get today that should be a different experience. So hopefully it will be a better experience, better watching experience with you, if and only if you enjoy these walks with Uncle Odd. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Happy weekend to you. Welcome to my cigar walk. Did you miss yesterday's? Tell me you did not miss yesterday's cigar walk. That was epic. It was the best I've ever done. Rehinge the shoulder, pat myself on the back. I explored how we establish value of cryptocurrency. I figured it out, and I shared it in that video. I'm sure you've seen it. No? You didn't see it? Wow. Well, I'm sorry. It was awesome. It really was. And I freaking forgot to hit the record button. So I'm walking around, not even noticing that there's no record light, or, the red little record thing going. And what a waste of a walk. I mean, I was so excited about it because everything made sense to me. It was just like this almost inspiration, this inspired explanation that I swear I don't know if I could ever do again, because it made sense to me. It made total sense to me yesterday. But if I try to recreate it now, I think I would fail. The spirit is not in me today. So I'm not even going to try. I may resurrect that and come back, because one of the most elusive things is, I don't get it. Frickin' digital currency? Who establishes value? It's just ones and zeros. It's alphanumeric. Sorry. Alphanumeric. And I don't get it. Well, I figured it out. I figured out how we establish value at a level that Uncle Odd understood it yesterday. C'est la vie. I'm sorry for having to use this camera again to where it goes and you feel like you're gonna lose your lunch. It's the last time, I promise. But the gimbal that I bought, that I tried to use it with my cell phone camera, my cell phone, and it was pretty good, but I didn't like it. I didn't like how it operated. It was just clunky. And so I did my research, I sent it back, and I have another one on the way that I'll get today that should be a different experience. So hopefully it will be a better experience, better watching experience with you, if and only if you enjoy these walks with Uncle Odd. Okay, what do I want to talk about today? With this channel, here's what I want to accomplish. I am all into this crypto thing, and I am determined to try and figure it out. I say at a level that I'll understand it, but that's true because it can be complicated, as I'm sure you're aware by now. But also it can be demystified a good bit, I think. So as I learn, I thought instead of letting that go to waste, both my, good days and bad days, positive things I learn, negative things I learn, if I just kind of document it along the way, I think that kind of pays it forward a little bit. And who knows, maybe I can help people save a little money at some point. Maybe I can help them make a little money at some point. Maybe I can protect them from being hacked. Or, in my case, maybe I can protect people from falling into the trap of these subscriptions that are out there. One company, not to be named at this point, but I think those of you who've watched these know. But, a lot of them are, I'm not going to say scams, but they don't deliver on the promise. And they just end up being these services that get you into these sales funnels. And then anything that you do to where at the end of that, if you buy something, and then they say you have 10 minutes and this clock counts down to make this important decision that's going to cost you a lot of money, just bail. Just freaking cancel the whole thing if you can. That's what I wish I would have done. Would have saved me a lot of money. But today's topic is I want to talk to you about IRAs. I'm 56 years old, and I know that I can, at the age of 59 and a half, start taking distributions. So, it's within my reach, and it's important to me. Whatever your belief is, whether IRAs have been a smart investment or not, like I say, and I have a great t-shirt, by the way. One of our subscribers who's an animal, I'm gonna show the t-shirt on a different video and give this guy all kinds of props, but he sent it to me. You've seen my my disclaimer where I say I don't know shit, right? Because I don't know shit. Well, now Uncle Odd has that t-shirt, and it's awesome. So, I have an idea for another t-shirt, and that is, you've heard the phrase, kid tested, mother approved, right? Well, I like, when it comes to crypto and all of my mistakes or all of my discoveries that end up being good, I kind of like kid tested, uncle approved. So if there's anyone out there who is creative, with that digital art, and you want to make a t-shirt that is kid tested, uncle approved, and somehow incorporate the Uncle Vigilante Show into it, that would be cool. Okay, so IRAs. I've had IRAs forever. I've contributed them for a long time. And then, as many of you know by previous videos, I went through a financial crisis in 2008 and ended up filing bankruptcy. And struggled for 10 years to just get back to normal, to get out of the haunting of a bankruptcy to where you have no credit forever, which ended up not being a bad thing. Helped me create a lot of different disciplines that I have stuck with me today. But yeah, up until 2008, I invested as much as I could every year in an IRA. And then when I had to file bankruptcy, I didn't have the income to be able to keep investing. So I ended up just kind of working with what I had. But there was a good bit of money in there before the 2008 crash. And I lost about half of it during that time. And I know many of you watching probably did too. And sure, it's come back. Not quite where it used to be, but it's come back. And it seems like over the last couple of years, it just trades sideways. And I have no idea what the broker, I know he manages it and it goes sideways, but I haven't seen anything like a kick-ass return on my investment. So now I'm getting some experience with this cryptocurrency business, and I'm like, I really want part of my IRA to be in crypto, and I want to diversify. So my thinking was I wanted at least 20% of my IRA to be in cryptocurrencies, and probably, the usual suspects. But let's just say Bitcoin, okay? So I reached out to my guy and asked him, and it's a big firm. You would know it. And he basically just said, look, dude, no can do. Just like we can't invest in anything related to marijuana. We can't invest in cryptocurrency at this point in time. And, I was like disappointed. But I'm like, okay. So then I started thinking about it. And I talked about it on a video. And I have a good friend of mine, David. And David sent me a text basically saying, dude, you need to investigate these LLC IRAs. And he gave me some breadcrumbs to follow up with. And here's what I learned about an LLC IRA. It is the only way that a client control your cryptocurrency private keys in your retirement account. And it also delivers the client control and storage options of precious metals, from what I understand. And those precious metals, when you buy them, because you're in control of your IRA, they are just facilitating it. But when you buy your precious metals, instead of them being stored somewhere, that if the shit hits the fan, good luck getting them quickly, well, they get shipped to you. So you hold your private keys for your cryptocurrency acquisitions, and you have what's called checkbook control of the IRC, that not only allows you to manage cryptocurrency and precious metals, but it also allows you to hold liquidity, so cash, stocks, bonds, property, and numerous other assets. Now we're cooking with fire, baby. I like that. They don't tell me or us what to invest in or control what you invest in, like a normal IRA does, like my experience with this guy for years and years and years, a couple decades actually. These LLC IRAs, they just facilitate everything and ensure compliance, and they make sure that the capital gets to the final destination, meaning me. So you get all the control, and as well as the control, flexibility, and mitigation of risk that goes on with the LLC IRA. This is cool. You get to eliminate the transaction fees associated with a traditional retirement account. So you are required to pay an annual administration fee based upon the value of your assets. Nothing is for free. And there is I believe it's a more expensive upfront cost, because you're literally setting up an LLC, and there are costs associated with that. But when you take a look at all of the benefits that go along with this. To me, I'm early on in my investigation, but it seems like a no-brainer. And my friend David has used this specific company, and again, I'm not going to share what it is yet because it's not kid tested, uncle approved yet. I'm not going to suggest anything to you that either I haven't done myself, or that if there's somebody whom I really, really trust has done something, I will present it for consideration, not just for you, but for me. We'll just talk about it. That's what this channel is about. Because why? We don't know shit. How do you get to know shit unless you talk shit, right? So that's what we do. We talk shit on this program. And if you don't like it, well, I think you can go into your search bar and type cat videos. That might better suit you. Just saying. So, let's see, where were we? You are required to pay the annual administration fees, but that's it. Since all the transactions are made from the LLC, which you control, there are no transaction fees on your investments. And this also, and this is a big deal right here, this also eliminates any delays that would come with executing transactions. So let's just say that, like today, I think we have Bitcoin that was once like 58,000 bucks. You know, it has definitely gone down. So this is what you would call the dip. And dips, as I'm learning, are healthy. But man, if you take a look, step back and you look on a 10-year basis of where Bitcoin started and where it is now, year over year, it is literally a boring asset. It just keeps going up and up and up. However, it's not for the faint of heart when you're checking it on a daily or weekly basis. It can freak you out. So that's why Uncle Odd's bullish on Bitcoin and excited about it. And I don't care about the dips, you know, the roller coaster, because I intend to hold on to this sucker for years. I don't want to give up my Bitcoin or my cryptocurrency, but I do intend, when I get an LLC set up, which I think I'm going to do, what I am going to do is hold back some cash in that. I'm going to kind of go all in on Bitcoin, I think. I think they have like a dozen coins that you can buy, so I might not go all in on it. But I'm going to keep some cash because, like, let's say that you don't hold your keys and you have to use a third party to facilitate a trade or an acquisition of something. Think about if it's the weekend and all of a sudden, like, let's just imagine Bitcoin, for whatever reason, dipped down to 20,000 bucks overnight. It won't, but let's just say it did. Wouldn't it be nice? It's the weekend to not wait till Monday when it hit that bottom and then skyrocketed, just bounced up. Wouldn't it be nice to just buy the dip? I think so. So, in this unpredictable environment, when mitigation of risk is the top priority, I think timing and speed make all the difference. But what the hell do I know? Because I don't know shit. I'm just talking on a walk with you guys. I'll give you my disclosure at the end. So, yeah, that's my thought. That's my want, is to thoroughly understand this LLC IRA business And I promise you that as I learn more and I make decisions, I will share those with you. Okay, I'm recording. That's cool. Because yesterday I was, sorry, it just kind of burnt myself. Yesterday I was, thought I was recording, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try to think through the value of cryptocurrency and how can a computer program end up being something that would be a store of value. And there are many of you watching this that may remember back when the Atari first came out, when you played Pong that went back and forth. That was the first video game. But since then, obviously, fast forward to what the hell is it? War of Warcraft or whatever. I've never played it. But you know what I'm talking about. But, you know, these people play these games, and a lot of it is all about acquiring tokens in the games that they earn, right? And I remembered way back when, it was kind of after the MacBook was first out. I remember I bought this game. It was on a DVD. Can't remember what it was, but basically it just puts you in this new world, this environment with no instructions. If anybody remembers what this game is, drop it in the chat, please. So what you do in there is you just start exploring. And you might walk up to a tree, sit in the shade, and as you're resting, trying to figure out where the heck else you're gonna go, you might just get frustrated and like bump your head back against the tree, and all of a sudden an acorn falls on your head, and you have an acorn, and you're like, okay, I have an acorn, do I do something with this? And you crack it open, and lo and behold, there's a key in it, like to some kind of treasure box. And then you go and you have to get across this river, and you swim across the river, and the current takes you, and your character dies, drowns, you're dead. Fuck. So what does it do? It drops you right back to the beginning. You start the game over. And so what do? This time you know where to go. You go to the tree. You sit down, you knock your head against it, an acorn falls, you open it up, and now you have a key. Next time, you don't swim across that river, you head north. And you end up finding this treehouse. You see this treehouse, and you go climb up the tree, and there's a key. There's a keyhole, and you have this key, and you put your key in there, and you open it up, and sure enough, there is a treasure chest across the way that is yours to get to. But there's a bunch of brown recluse spiders in your way. And all right, now I'm not going to explain the game anymore, but bottom line, the game is set up for you to gain experience, and you're exploring, and you're discovering, and you're trying different things to ultimately get little treasure. Let's call it an Uncle token. So you have an Uncle token, and that is valuable in the game. That allows you to, when you die, it allows you to spend one of those so that you don't have to go back to the beginning. It allows you to be able to continue on from where you are. So the more of these that you discover, the better. And you have no idea what the value is going to be when you start mining these. Okay, so now I'm drawing a parallel to Bitcoin and these Bitcoin miners, which are really just players in this game, in this Bitcoin ecosystem, this ledger, the blockchain. So the game is the blockchain, and the miners are the players that are going out there, and they're doing all the hard work to try to discover these Uncle coins. Anybody out there who is creative digitally and wants to create an Uncle coin, an Uncle token, be my guest. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit. If I use it, I'll incorporate it. That's the kind of fun stuff I like. I like community creativity. So, okay. Now let's say this game just catches on. And all of a sudden you're able to start playing with all kinds of people all across the world through your computer. Again, why am I destroying this? War of Warcraft? It's not, whatever that game is. I'm going to call it War of Warcraft, which is not right, but you know what I'm talking about. But you start playing with people, and it becomes very evident that those who were early in the game, they have discovered all kinds of Uncle tokens, and they just have, you know, bags full that they hide along the way in these digital wallets. Nobody else can get to those because only they have the super secret keys to unlock those wallets. And doesn't even matter if somebody knows where the treasure's buried. They can try to get into it, but it doesn't move. It just stays right where it was. And the Uncle token miner has those keys to be able to open that safe. So that is like the Uncle token is like a Bitcoin. And the miners out there are the ones who have played this game. Now, what happens is, along the way, there are things that you can buy within this game with your Uncle tokens. So, you're playing the game, and you want to buy a sword or something. You can do that with your token, and it just helps you get further through the game, further through life. All of a sudden, the people who you know, want to get in and play the game, they realize that it sucks starting from scratch and not being able to have any of these tokens. They can't get very far, and it takes for frickin' ever, you know, to secure value. So what they're willing to do, because they like playing this game, and they're starting to recognize that there is a real value with these Uncle tokens, is they can take their mom's credit card and they can buy those Uncle tokens with fiat cash. Yeah, so now they have them. And you know, you may have somebody who bought an Uncle token for $200 years ago. Life got busy and they forgot about it, but then they come back a few years later, and now that $200 Uncle token is valued at 20,000 frickin' bucks because they bought and held. They didn't mean to, but life got in the way. Other people would say, oh, they just bought and they held. HODL. I think they call it. HODL. And so the value of the Uncle tokens has gone up in the game. And then the craziest damn thing happened. People could start in real life saying, hey, they go to, somebody who has a used car, and they say, hey, look, you want $2,000? Well, I have an Uncle token. Can I pay you in an Uncle token? The guy says, yeah, sure, I like that game. Here's my, let's just say, email address that's secure. Here's my email address. Send me, let's see, what would it be? If it's a $20,000 token, it's $200. Yeah, say, send me 10% of your Uncle token. That's cool. And then you can have my car. Now that dude has the $2,000 worth of Uncle token, and he can sit on it for 5 years, and maybe that $2,000 becomes $100,000. I don't know. But now I'm starting to realize, as Uncle Odd, that okay, I can see, just because it's happening already in life, where you can go into kind of any video game that's played, and if you kind of want to cheat and you don't want to do all the work, you can buy your way into those Uncle tokens, or you can buy your way into that Warcraft game. And, while you're eating Cheetos and it's going in your underwear in your mom's basement, and you're playing somebody across the world in that game, it's kind of nice that you were able to hijack your mom's credit card and put $1,000 of her hard-earned fiat cash into your game so that you now have some Uncle tokens. So now, worldwide, people are using these Uncle tokens to be able to buy everything. And it became adopted to the point that, you have major corporations now who are taking part of their treasury, and they're saying, look, these Uncle tokens have some value, man. I want to take 20% of our treasury and invest it in Uncle tokens. Because over the last 10 years, if not anything, even though it's been kind of an up and down ride, these Uncle tokens are, excuse me, it's hot as hell here in Tampa, Florida. I mean, it's like 90 degrees, freaking February. It's hot, so I'm sweating in my eyes, but you'll forgive me. So, now have institutional money who are buying Uncle tokens. And even have the government trying to figure out how to regulate Uncle tokens. And you have some smart people out there. They're like, okay, to be able to get into this game now, I have to give up all of my information, like my driver's license, my social security number. I have to take a freaking picture of myself. Well, I want to play this game privately. I mean, I don't want them knowing all my business. So they created an Uncle Monero token. We're not going to go down the rabbit hole here, but just know there's an option to the Uncle token that is private, to where nobody can track you. And yeah, they'll say, oh, that's only for criminals. But what do you have to hide? Well, I'll tell you what you have to hide. What happens one day if that government, that they want their paws in everything, is ordained Druid Babylonian bastards? What happens if they all of a sudden declare mandates, right? You know all about mandates, I presume. It is 2021. That's been inserted into our vernacular since March of 2020, when the world turned upside down, inside out, left is right, right is wrong, sanity is insanity, truth is a lie, lies are truth, and the media sucks, mainstream anyway. But I digress. So, but yeah, what happens if the government decides that they're going to do a one-time Uncle token tax of anyone that they see in the system that has an Uncle token? they're going to tax at 50%, let's say. And you have to declare it. Otherwise, if you ever spend it, you'll be in trouble. I don't know. That analogy may not hold. As a matter of fact, this whole analogy may not hold. I made the attempt yesterday to create a video to explain Bitcoin in terms of it being compared to a physical apple and then a digital apple. And it may have been clear as mud to some people. It may have helped others. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of it all myself. And the way that I process things is I have to be visual with it, otherwise it doesn't stick. So forgive me as I kid test, uncle approve these analogies. They may not be right. I don't know. Why? Because I don't know. You finish it. You know what I'm saying. But I'm trying. I'm trying to make sense of all of this. And like I said, hey, you get what you pay for. I don't think anybody's paying Uncle Todd any uncle tokens for this content. And I'm never going to ask for it. Because I don't tolerate sponsors. Yet. No. Bottom line is, I'm just talking out loud, going on a walk, and if it makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense, great. Teach me. Tell me an alternative way to view it or look at it. Because all I know is that the first week of January, I didn't know the first thing about cryptocurrency. Now we're approaching the first week of March, and I've done a lot of videos on it. I've interviewed a lot of guests, and I'm starting to at least, understand the language, understand the words that are used. I'm going to do a very boring video coming up that's just going to go through a glossary of terms and talk about each one of them, unpack them. It could be really interesting to those that want to invest the time to just kind of listen to the words that are used in this ecosystem so that you have a reference. Or those of you who have an attention span of a gnat, I would encourage you to just pass. Just pass. It's just fair warning. You know me, I'll try to make it, I'll try to keep it from being boring. But you are going through a glossary of terms, for crying out loud. But again, that'll be a case of I'm just trying. I'm trying to educate myself. And if you can live vicariously with my own education and benefit from it in any way, then that is the intent of the Uncle Vigilante Show. So I hope you like it. All right, I think I'm about done. I'm going to go on another walk, or I'm going to go for about another hour on this walk, but I'm not going to record it. I think I covered everything. I covered the IRA. I tried to resurrect the video that I did yesterday that I think was probably a lot better. The first time it's always, but sometimes the second time improves. I don't know. You be the judge. Did it make any sense? Put your comments down below. Are you interested in LLC IRAs and the benefits of them? Are you interested in me unpacking those more? Hell, maybe I'll even get some executive who runs one of these to come on the show and teach us. What do you think? Is that interesting to you? There's one thing I'm not afraid to do, and that's to reach out to someone and see if they'll come on the show. All they can do is say no, and that's fine. I don't care. It's Uncle Oddville, man. It's the little kids' table. People welcome here the Knights of the Little Kids Round Table, and that's you. If you've hung in with this video that long, you are invited to the Little Kids Table. What is the Little Kids Table, for those of you who don't know? Well, Uncle Odd, and I believe there's an Uncle Odd in every family, is that family member who is relegated to the little kids table at Thanksgiving because all of the air quote adults can't stand one more conversation related to whatever. Let's call it conspiracy. I consider myself not a conspiracy theorist, but a conspiracy factualist. But that's for another channel. If you want, go subscribe to the Uncle Odd Show, or Uncle Odd 2, or Uncle Odd Has Risen. Why are there 3? Because I keep getting banned. And honestly, I'm putting most of my energy here these days because I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of fatigued of just all of the CV-19 craziness. Okay, we get it. It's ugly out there, and there's, some crazy narcissists running the show. I call them the Druid Babylonian bastards, who are just putting their boots on our necks, and they're not easing up. But I don't want this channel bayed. You know what I mean? Because I'm really interested in this, and I think this is going to be fun, man. Over the next year, it's going to be fun. I think we all stand a chance of making some shekels, some good money, with our hard-earned fiat that will convert into better-earning cryptocurrency. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm out of here. Cheers. Greetings. Used to be named Uncle Odd, but now I'm known as Uncle Vigilante. And as you can see by the fact I'm wearing a gold chain with a Bitcoin on it, I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, I'm a big deal. But there is one thing that my 43 attorneys that I just hired told me that I needed to say, which is a disclaimer. Don't take any of my advice. Don't take anything that I say on this show or any of my guests as sage counsel. Why? Because I don't know shit.